You sent me this actually. So Kanye's back posting about the Jewish people. And is it technically racist or what's the term? Like derogatory? Like to say that what do you say? Kanye comes back to Twitter saying, watching Jonah Hill and 21 Jump Street made me like Jewish people again. So that means that he did not like Jewish people before, which I believe. Let's see. Did he ever say that he didn't like Jews before, or he just said DEFCON 3?
No, he definitely said that he didn't like Jewish people and that he loved Hitler. On Alex's on like InfoWars and shit.
Oh, okay. I thought he said he loves everybody.
Like he was like he doesn't like Jewish people because of like certain people, and I think that's what he clarified in his Instagram post. Like because of Jonah Hill, as stupid as that sounds, he realized you can't hate everybody based on a couple of people. So I think
he's just trolling.
I do think he's trolling, at least a little bit. Like I don't think he actually hates Jewish people that much. I think he was just bringing eyes to his. Kanye is also like an insane marketer. Like that whole Donda rollout was crazy. So I'm sure he has I'm sure like a lot of things he said was just to get people's attention.
I wonder if his numbers went up though. Like if his actual streaming numbers went up, because he did lose a lot of people in that process.
Yeah, and brand sponsorships and all that. So like, do you think this is like related to Adidas? Because like you heard the news recently, right? Like they have like so much Yeezy stock left, like $1.9 billion worth of like Yeezy branded products.
And now they're getting a loss this year, I think.
Yeah.
Or last year or whatever it was.
And there was also like the rumor about like them wanting to work with Kanye or something to like sell it. So like,
right.
You think this has to do with that?
No, I think he's just trolling. Like I just know
you think so?
he knows that it's same thing with Cardi. Like he knows people are going to start reposting it as soon as he does it, especially when it has to do with Jewish people that he was hating on before. But Adidas does need him back. Is he working with Balenciaga too or not? I know he was. But he stopped.
I think it was like Balenciaga. It was Gap, I think. And then with Gap, he was working with Balenciaga.
Oh, okay.
And I think Gap dropped him. And then like their stock fell.
Yeah. I mean, one of like the main marketing mechanisms for music and fashion is controversy. So it's like, I get that these companies don't necessarily want to be associated with certain messages, but at the same time, they're getting eyeballs, And like, remember when Gucci made the balaclava that looked like a monkey? Like the thing that was super racist?
I'm not aware, but I believe
let me look it up. Gucci racist balaclava. So even Young Thug bought it just to, I don't know, just to troll, I guess. But yeah, it came out super racist. And it seems
Jesus
like a
Christ.
Yeah, it seems like a trend. Yeah, it's bad. But it seems like a trend in high fashion to do things like this and then apologize, similar to like the Balenciaga stuff with the kids. It just gets eyeballs. And then
I have no idea what that kid stuff was about. That shit was weird to me.
Yeah, that sounds like a scary movie, like a horror movie.
Yeah, like what was up with that? And that was like right when Kanye stopped working with them too. Right.
And then he spoke out against that too. So what I'm trying to say is like from a purely social media and numbers perspective, and these fashion companies already do super controversial stuff. Like, why would they now be like, oh, we can't mess with Kanye anymore?
I think there's like,
there's a line.
Yeah, I think like a lot of their buyers too might feel offended, like working with Kanye if they work with Kanye. Like we don't know what their demographics are, like, and a lot of people took it personally.
But like, isn't that Hollywood. The point of high fashion, to like push the boundaries or whatever? I'm not signing off on any of this stuff because I don't even mess with designer clothes, but I'm just saying.
Hey man, I still rock my Balenciaga shirt, but I spent like too much money on that to not wear it. But I feel like people like in Hollywood, especially like the people buying Balenciaga are like not like broke people, like maybe some, but like the main buyers, people spending the most money, that got to be like people with like a lot of money in Hollywood, and those people might feel like mad if like they're still working with Kanye. Like I don't know, it's just like one way to look at it.
But that means a lot of people will love it though.
That's true.
Because the whole point of working with a Kanye or working with like a controversial or like a big figure, usually the biggest figures are not loved by everybody. They're loved by a lot, but then they're hated by a lot.
Yeah. I don't know what to think of it, because I do think that he was working with Balenciaga because of Gap, like, and Gap dropped him. So, and Gap is like a family friendly brand. Like my mom would buy me Gap clothes when I was younger. So like, yeah, I think that he wasn't working directly with Balenciaga. So maybe that's one reason they stopped working with him, just because it was through Gap.
But then
I don't know if he had like
Kim
a direct
is associated with Balenciaga too.
Yeah, and I don't know how that goes. Like, what's up with that?
But are people mad at Kanye still?
Dude, I was on Twitter. I was actually thinking the same thing. I went on Twitter and I started searching like the takes on it, and people are like, he shouldn't have said that shit in the first place. Which, I mean, I guess, but like, I can't be mad at him.
But do people care anymore? I feel like,
yeah, we're past that part.
Like like people will say, "Oh yeah, Kanye's crazy," but like they've been saying that since the beginning of time. So is Kanye just proving like he got the eyeballs and then everyone forgot, and then he's gonna come back and continue to like sprinkle in controversy here and there and just stay relevant for the rest of his life?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like he's gonna tone it down. I feel like he's had enough. I feel like that was also part of the troll post. Like, he's done with it.
Right. Like he's reconciling Kanye, with the Jews.
That sounds so fucked up to say.
Why?
We're making it sound like he's fucking like Hitler or some shit. I don't think Kanye did anything too bad. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I feel like people took it way too seriously.
I mean, co-signing Hitler is pretty whack. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, yeah.
But
I do agree with that.
Somebody in the chat was saying he thinks Hitler is interesting. I think that's not bad. To like think a horror character is interesting. I wouldn't say co-signing that is right though.
Bob, you're gonna get canceled if we keep this.
No, I mean, look, think about it. Like,
somebody's gonna take this out of context in like 5 years.
To think it's interesting is something else rather than co-signing. You know, like chicks, they love murder mysteries, but does that mean they're co-signing like Jeffrey Dahmer? No.
I mean, I don't think Kanye's a bad person. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I think Kanye just fucked with like millions of people, and they all just like took the bait.
I think he's slightly autistic, but also a troll.
Yeah. I agree with that.